What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. As it was announced yesterday, Ab-Soul is releasing his new album titled DWTW on December 9th, which is this upcoming Friday. With not much promo time in between, we're getting everything sort of rushed. We got Threatening Nature, the third single, yesterday as well with the announcement. And today we got the track listing, so we're going to discuss that. The first three singles, Braille, Huey New, and Threatening Nature, they all sound good. So I'm really hoping for something that's more centered towards Control System versus These Days. Because These Days, I didn't like it. So it's been over 2 years since. And now Ab-Soul has something to prove. He has a lot to prove, I feel. It's kind of weird. With TDE releases, it seems like every artist except Kendrick really has something to prove, because Kendrick is really the only person who doesn't need a rollout. Even ScHoolboy Q, who is the second biggest, still has to have some kind of a rollout, and he had a good one. But I think that also comes from being a part of Interscope. ScHoolboy Q and Kendrick, they're both Interscope / TDE, with everybody else just being strictly TDE. So it's kind of hard for TDE as just them as a label to come up with a good marketing plan. So that's why we're seeing Ab-Soul get rushed. But he does have something to prove in that he's still able to sell, that people still want his music, and that he can still put together a good project. So without further ado, let's get into this track listing. We have 16 songs on here. I think what excites me the most is some of the guest features. You got Mac Miller and Rhapsody on a record called The Law. Ab-Soul and Mac Miller have great chemistry, whether it's like Mac producing for Ab-Soul or them collaborating on Ab-Soul's projects or on Mac Miller's project. They just have good chemistry. It's one of those relationships that I wouldn't mind seeing a collaboration album, because at some point it could just feel organic to do. And then the other record, in terms of guest features that stood out, was Lonely Soul. It features Punch, who is the TDE president. I'm a big fan of Punch. I think he can rap circles around a lot of people in the industry. And he's not even considered a full-time rapper. He's part-time. But if you've never heard any of Punch's stuff, please, by all means, go and Google it. And look up, he has records with Kendrick and J-Rock if you want to go with those records. Off the top of my head, I know he put out a record recently called Gold, and that one is great. So he's someone that I keep wanting to hear a project from. And I'm sure at some point he's going to do it. He's just taking his sweet time, and it makes sense. He has all the other responsibilities over at TDE, so the rapping is really just a part-time thing for him. Another one of the guest features on here that you can't really go wrong with is Beat the Case featuring ScHoolboy Q. Just like Mac Miller and Ab-Soul, Soul and ScHoolboy Q have just great chemistry together that allows them to come together for some strong, memorable records like SOPA, which was on Control System. I remember that one a lot. Here's another indication that I believe the album is going to be more catered towards the Control System Ab-Soul versus These Days. You have a record on here titled God's a Girl with a question mark at it. I think Soul is going to really explore a lot of mind-blowing concepts, things that he believes in, things that he wants you to believe in, history. We already saw Threatening Nature and how historic that was, how much history was packed into that about the Bible, about God and Jesus. So I think this album is going to be everything that I'm wanting out of an Ab-Soul project. Also, I'll include the track listing in the description section so you can check it out as well, and let me know which songs you're anticipating. Then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video, follow me on Twitter at Sermon's Domain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.